Various celebrities were quick to give their vacuous opinions on national gun policy in the wake of the Parkland shooting, of course. Famed constitutional law scholar Chelsea Handler tweeted this, quote, "We have to elect candidates that are not funded by the NRA in November. We have an opportunity to elect candidates who won't allow kids to go to school and get shot. It's disgusting how many times this has happened, and Republicans do nothing. You all have blood on your hands," she said in measured tones. Meanwhile, elder statesman Kim Kardashian West tweeted this, quote, "We owe it to our children and our teachers to keep them safe while at school. Prayers won't do this, action will. Congress, please do your job. Protect Americans from senseless gun violence." That was written by a publicist, you can tell. And there are a lot of other tweets in that same vein. Author and columnist Mark Steyn specializes in celebrity tweets. Indeed, he's compiling a book on the subject, we hope, and he joins us tonight. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Tucker. Good to be with you.
So what do you make of the response to this?
Well, you know, at a certain level, I understand these idiotic tweets because the defining act of these school shootings is the absence of meaning. I mean, if you compare it with, say, that ISIS guy on the bike path in New York who mowed down a bunch of people because he wants to usher in a new caliphate worldwide, in a sense, when you're doing it for Allah, that's easier to understand than these completely empty purposeless events where a guy just kills a bunch of school kids for no reason at all. And in that vacuum where we search for meaning, people pour their lamest, dreariest tropes. And so to blame it on the NRA is the default position of most celebrities and most Democrats, and that's what they do. But it's precisely because there is an absence of meaning in this event. It's precisely because a guy kills 17 people for no reason whatsoever. They did nothing to him. That suggests what you said at the top of the show, that the reasons for it are deeper, more complex, and it behooves us, in memory of the dead, to actually talk and think seriously about it.
I agree with that. It's a very deep observation, though, about the hollowness at the core of these things. What do you think, and I don't know, you don't want to speculate, no responsible person does, but you've watched years of this. What's your instinct about some of the causes of it?
Well, for example, I mean, I think it is much... You talked about social atomization at the top of the show, Tucker, and that's true. But the fact is that the combination of factors means you can be socially entirely dysfunctional and actually have a what seems like a rich and rewarding fantasy life through technology now. You know, if you're in the late 19th century, if you were a miserable social loser, you were basically just on your own kicking a can around the backyard. There was nothing else to do. Now, like this guy, you can go on the internet, you can make threats that attract the attention of the FBI, apparently. You can lead a rewarding life, communicating with some guy in Uzbekistan or Papua New Guinea, all over the world. And in some sense, that fantasy life is more real for people than actually, you know, going to the soda fountain and having a chocolate malt with friends or whatever
exactly
they were doing 50, 60 or years ago. And that's very disturbing. The fact that the void is now rewarding and fulfilling, there is great peril in that, because it suggests we're going to have more of these kind of people in the years ahead.
The effects of technology, we have not paused long enough to consider what they are, but I suspect you're absolutely right. This is one of them. Mark Steyn, thank you for that. Really interesting.
Thanks a lot, Tucker.